Game of the week. South Florida goes to Denton to square off against North Texas, an undefeated North Texas. North Texas catching 1.5 points. I mean, the winner of this, right, them and Tulane will obviously be the favorite, right, to win the American. And then ultimately, the winner of this and Tulane will probably be the favorites to go to the college football playoffs as the G5 representative. We're talking about college football playoff implications in the G5 in week 7.
Did you say Memphis
right?
too? Did you mention Memphis?
I guess I didn't mention Memphis. Yeah, that's a good point. Memphis did not deserve that.
Man, they're 6-0.
Yeah, they are. And Brendan Lewis, I mean, gosh, still cannot believe Ryan Silverfield. Like every Power 4 coach needs to be on the phone with him ASAP. But we're not here to talk about Memphis. We're here to talk about North Texas and USF. Both of these coaches, by the way, could be looking at P4 jobs. Eric Morris, Oklahoma State, maybe. Alex Golish, Arkansas. If the Florida job opens up, he'll for sure get a phone call for that one. Yeah, I mean, North Texas was our 2024 wagon of the year. All right. How many times were we just like, yeah, Eric Morris is going to, he's going to take us out of one. And he did so many times, and he's just doing it again, man. And it doesn't matter who's playing quarterback for Eric Morris. It literally does not matter. All right. He makes all of them incredible. He revives quarterbacks. He lifts quarterbacks up. He just develops quarterbacks. Cam Ward, Chandler Morris, Chandler Rogers. And now we got Drew Mestemaker, who was a backup quarterback for his entire high school football career, walks on, right? Played safety. He was an all-district safety in high school 2 years ago. What? And he's playing like one of the best football players in the entire country at quarterback. He's not turning the ball over. He's effective through the air. He's using all of his weapons effectively. Miles Coleman, while he hasn't found the end zone through the air yet, like he's looked good. I mean, and the rest of these guys, they're awesome. And then how about changing your defensive coordinator, right? Skylar Cassidy from Sam Houston. Not only do you bolster this roster with several Power 4 guys, right? Pluck them here, pluck them there, all right? You have a defense that's also full of a lot of those Sam Houston guys. Well, you got a homegrown guy, of course, in elite linebacker. Blanking on the name. Wislowski. There we go. Ethan Wislowski. And then you bring in the Sam Houston guys like Fields. You got Armstead, Fisher, who have all played in that Cassidy system, which has just helped it, right? Kind of mold in this like better look defense than we've seen in the past. It's not amazing. It's better than what we've seen. Yeah, I mean, and how well have they been able to run the ball too with McGill, and then the gem of that 2025 recruiting class, Caleb Hawkins, right? 200 yards, 6 touchdowns in the last 2 games. Monster, right? So you're talking about a team that's able to attack from all angles in this Eric Moore offense, which is amazing. And then a defense that's improved with a defensive coordinator that I thought was one of the best hires at a coordinator position in all of college football. Seems to be working out pretty well right there. And here's the thing. They could give up a lot of points in this game because South Florida is good as well. Byron Brown is phenomenal. He just had 162 yards on the ground last week. And here I am hyping up North Texas' offense and defense like USF. Lest we forget, beat Florida just a couple weeks ago. Feels like the air was kind of deflated from the balloon when they lost to Miami, but that's one of the best teams in college football. All right, they don't need to be the best team in college football to beat North Texas this weekend on the road. This is going to be an absolute battle, man.
Yeah, that also against Miami, that was the 3rd straight game of playing like a pretty quality opponent and having to get up for that football game if you're South Florida. You talked about Byron Brown. He deserves all the love he's going to get. And has gotten, obviously, what he does through the air, but especially through the legs. If South Florida can run the football 62 times like they did against Charlotte, that's a recipe. That's a heck of a recipe for Alex Golish to win this football game. But defensively, man, they are a top 50 defense in college football. And that needs to be, I think, that is what making South Florida so dangerous this year compared to prior years when they've had explosion on the offensive side of the football. And here we are, and they're going to need it. You talked about Mestemaker and what he does. 0 interceptions, 5 sacks. I get it, the competition hasn't been crazy intense for North Texas, but the reality is He's looked so crisp. And I will say, and I will stand by it until probably to the end of the year, South Alabama is a better football team than their record shows. I absolutely stand by that. And North Texas answered, responded again and again. Caleb Hawkins got going. Estemaker wasn't perfect. He was good enough. What I'm interested to see with this North Texas offense and what they do Drew Mestemaker's legs become a factor? It seems like they've almost been hiding it just a little bit, especially in American play or the past couple weeks here. He's a very good athlete. Obviously, you want him throwing the football, and when he does, getting it to those talented receivers for the Mean Green. But I want to see if that's something that they can give the edge to. Everyone's going to talk about Byron Brown and his legs. What can Mestemaker do? Extending football players, keeping it on read options, stuff like that, just to change the look up for the defense for South Florida, which has been flying around the field. They really got after Tim Albin in Charlotte. Obviously, much different competition. I understand that. And you saw him get after Lagway in Florida, and obviously with Boise State and everything that happened in Week 1. This is a heck of a football game. This is a premier event in Texas. You have Red River. You have A&M hosting Florida. No, man. Denton, Friday night is the place to be. This is fantastic. This is massive for the American. You talked about the playoff implications. This is massive for these two coaches, these players. Love that they're getting their love because they deserve it. Can't wait to see what happens. If I have to make a pick here, I'm going to go the home team here. Give me North Texas. I think plus 1.5, whatever. I'll take them to win. This is huge, man. By the way, a little nugget. They literally are canceling classes on Friday afternoon to get their player, to get their obviously you've had attendance issues. I understand that. That's kind of the part of this, but they're all in, I think, down there in Denton, and they need to beat a very good South Florida football team.
If you're in that area, right, Denton Geyer, they play on Thursday. Denton Ryan, playing in, what is it, Richland Hill? What are you doing on Friday night? If you're in that area, go to the game. All right. Like you said, being at home, I think, is a big deal. The games where they didn't play well was when they were on the road. All right. At home, their average margin of victory is 38 points. They haven't needed to go to overtime right at home like they did with Army or like they did with Western Michigan, which, by the way, both these teams battle tested. I think USF actually is probably a better football team. All right. But I will take the home factor, the nugget that you talked about, the class being canceled, the fact that there's no high school football going on over there in Denton, except Denton High School, who stinks this year. And they've been playing really well at home. So I'm with you. We're going to take the guy that we slandered in our preview of the First Responder Bowl, just like, 10 months ago. We're going to ride with Drew Mestemaker another time, baby. Let's go. North Texas plus 1.5. I'm with you. Not on the best bets, but boy, am I excited to watch this football game. Could UCF win this game or USF? Absolutely, USF could win this game. Because guess what? Then it just probably is like, okay, the better football team probably won. All right. But I got to believe that this North Texas team has a little bit more in them. So,
which, by the way, you look at North Texas' schedule, it is extremely favorable. Now, they might not have the quality of wins. It'll sort itself out in the American. We talked about the beginning of the video with Navy, Memphis, North Texas, South Florida, Tulane. I'll stop right there. For playoff, like ECU, I think is going to give people problems, stuff like that. But
Temple
for playoff considerations,
for later in the video,
for playoff considerations, their schedule is super, super manageable down the stretch. South Florida's, I think, is a little bit more tricky. You've got FAU, who's dangerous a little bit. You've got, obviously, Memphis on the road, UTSA, at Navy, stuff like that. Rice, just to kick things off at the end of the year. So there's some – it's interesting. It gets really interesting for the Mean Green if they come out of Denton home stadium with a win Friday night.